Ben Watson's on the phone right now. He's played for some future Hall of Famers, including one right now. And there's a great book that you should all get, written by Ben Watson. It is called Under Our Skin. Radio audience and Ben, I'm holding up right now, Benjamin Watson, Under Our Skin, about race relations and a debate on it in America. He joins me here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Ben?
I'm doing well, Rich. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming on. Now, Benjamin, I know this is not your house, but you've played for Brady. You've played for Brees. If you saw a video like this, and this is the guy you're trying to follow onto the field, would you have a problem with Manziel, even if you haven't seen the video? It's just him partying, what it looks like with his friends. Am I being a moralist right here in the media? You tell me.
No, I don't think you're being a moralist. I think that being a quarterback in this league, it's a tremendous amount of responsibility. There's leadership there. Obviously, you are leading guys. You're leading an entire franchise, really, when you're the quarterback. That being said, any player, myself included as a tight end, I have a responsibility to my teammates to prepare, to bring my best efforts on the field and off the field. And so there is definitely a responsibility to your team that you just can't do certain things that you may want to do on your own. So, like I heard you, when I was waiting, I heard you talking about Johnny, and Johnny's a heck of a football player. He is that. I believe he is a leader. He did a great job at A&M, and he's trying to do that in the league. But, nowadays there are cameras everywhere, and even if there weren't cameras everywhere, there's a certain way that you carry yourself when you are an NFL football player and you have that type of responsibility.
Benjamin Watson joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. So playing right now in New Orleans, you guys are sitting there at 4-6. It's definitely not what you expected, certainly after the run that you had from mid-September to mid-October, coming off of the bye week. What are you guys thinking about the rest of this season with 6 games left to play?
Honestly, we're just thinking about tomorrow. Tomorrow we go back to practice. We had a bonus day on Monday, and then we come back on Wednesday and start practicing, preparing for the Houston Texans, who are a good football team, who are surging right now, coming off of a win. We understand that, this is not the season that we all wanted, but we have to be honest with ourselves. We have not played well enough to sustain wins back to back to back to back. We play well in spurts, but we need really a lot of consistency, and we need to be honest. We haven't done well in certain areas, whether it be last week on third downs or defensively, special teams as well. So we need to start playing much better football, clearly.
Benjamin Watson of the New Orleans Saints joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. What is it like playing with Brees? You played with Brady and you played with Brees. Mm-hmm. How are they similar and different?
It's very exciting to play with both of them. I mean, I joke all the time that I'm going to get to tell my kids that I play with Drew Brees and Tom Brady. But it really is amazing that the way that they prepare for the game. They're both very meticulous. They prepare well. They're in the film room all the time. Anytime you come in there, they're already sitting there watching film. They take care of their bodies tremendously. And they're both great motivators in their own right. They're different in how they motivate. Tom is definitely more of a vocal guy, and Drew isn't that way, but they both garner the same respect.
Benjamin Watson, the author of Under Our Skin, which I'll talk to you about in a moment, here on the Rich Eisen Show. You've been involved in league matters and union matters for quite some time. And I'd love to get your thoughts on the Case Keenum hit that he suffered for the St. Louis Rams and the new concussion, protocols during the game that are in place did not catch his concussion. And everybody is saying that this is a failure, a major failure, which it is on the part of the league. Where do you stand on how the league has handled this issue in the last couple of years through the prism of Case Keenum being left on the field with a concussion, Benjamin?
Well, we've seen a couple cases. I remember there was a case in San Diego not too long ago. There's been other cases. When I was in Cleveland, there was a case with Colt McCoy.
Yep.
Different times where we've seen guys who have, from the outside looking in, looks like they sustained a head injury, have come off the field, have been put back in. And so because of that, obviously the league as well as the PA has come together and tried to make a more precise protocol where we can catch a lot of these head injuries, and even by having the independent spotter that's up in the booth. Sometimes I've been on the field before when a guy has there's been a big hit. The guy does not have a head injury, but the spotters will come over and check him out because they've seen the hit and they phone down to the trainers and the trainers come over. So I think that we are in a place where we are identifying these head injuries more now. Guys are more aware of them. A lot of things are being caught that weren't caught. A lot of things are being diagnosed that weren't diagnosed as head injuries before. It was simply, you got dinged. But there are still cases, as we have seen, where guys have head injuries, and for whatever reason, it's not caught. The guy passes the test on the sideline. He answers the questions, and he comes back in the game. So it is something that is fluid, but definitely something that the PA always wants to protect their players. We always want to protect our players, and it's something that we are definitely looking into, and we'll try to tighten up those protocols even more.
Well, I mean, you hear it, you see it. There's a movie, Concussion, that's coming out next month, and you hear about how the league has a history in the past of ignoring the issue, and the Players Association talking about it. You've been in the league since 2004. Would you say the league has improved its stance and view of this subject and handling of this subject in the 11 years that you've been here, or not?
I would say there's definitely been a change in the overall awareness inside the league and outside the league. And I can't say specifically that the league has driven that. I do know that the league has responded to the public sentiment of seeing, with all the new camera angles, all the new research, all the lawsuits that have come out about head injuries and the effects of head injuries. I know for a fact that we are more educated populace now when it comes down to head injuries. I also know that the league has responded to that and made an effort to get guys out of games whenever there's head injury, or at least to be aware of those things. I can remember coming in 2004, and there was no concussion protocol on the sideline. Like they'd ask you a couple questions, and that was it. But it was still kind of the age where, are you okay? You get dinged, you stay on the sideline until it clears up, and then you come back in the game. Whereas now they're escorting you off the field, and you can't come back. So we have a long way to go, clearly. But I do think there has been a lot of change over the decade that I've been in the NFL.
Let's talk about your book, Under Our Skin, which you can get at underourskinbook.com. Why write this book, Benjamin?
Well, we are sitting here 1 year, after the Ferguson decision. It was November 24th of 2014, where the grand jury decided not to indict Officer Wilson in the killing of Michael Brown. And if you can remember, there was so much speculation over those months, and we were all waiting to see what happened. And we played a Monday Night Football game. We lost, and then I found out about the decision. I remember turning on the news and seeing the protests and the riots and people crying. And no matter what side you were on, everybody had an opinion about this event. And I wrote a Facebook post just about my emotions, and it kind of went viral. And so after last year, I've kind of been expanding on those emotions of being angry, but being sad about the loss of life, being introspective, being encouraged because we've come such a long way. And I'm really encouraged that things can even get better. And so in the book, Under Our Skin, I get real about race. I'm honest with some of the things that I've dealt with. I'm honest with some conversations I've had with teammates. And the whole point of the book is to make people think about where they lie in this whole racial narrative. A lot of us have biases and assumptions, black and white, that we don't even know we have, that are kind of hidden, that we just assume, and we never really bring them to the forefront. In order for us to have the unity that we all desire, we need to be honest about these things, and we need to understand that we all need a heart change so that we can love people the correct way.
And you go to underourskin.com, underourskinbook.com to go get it. And you got Dungy writing on the back. Benjamin Watson is one of the most intelligent and thoughtful men I have ever met, inside or outside of football. I know you will benefit from his insights. That's some pretty high praise right there, Benjamin.
Yeah, he's definitely someone that I respect, and he's really been. I told Coach Dungy this before I even met him, that he's just been somebody that I respect on and off the field. I respect his faith. I respect him as a father and how he handles himself, and obviously he is a great football coach as well. So I'm really excited about this book. It's been a year in the making. It just released last week, and like you said, it's available on underourskinbook.com, but you can go online to Amazon or Barnes & Noble or iTunes. There's even an audio book that's out as well. I encourage people to engage and let me know what you think.
Benjamin, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Look forward to having you out here in Los Angeles next time you're out here, okay, please?
Yes, sir.
You bet.
Yes, sir. I'll check in.
Good luck in Houston. There is Benjamin Watson, at Benjamin S. Watson on Twitter.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.